Tag TV and Tag Radio. Be seen and heard by both technology users and technology producers throughout the state of Georgia and around the world. Low cost, big benefits, powerhouse online branded video and audio has arrived. Tag TV, Tag Radio, there's a lot more to know. It all began with 70 companies presenting to a panel of experienced entrepreneurs, investors, and attorneys. Now, the top remaining 4 companies are making last-minute preparations to convince a live all-star panel of angel investors, venture capitalists, and successful entrepreneurs to select them as this year's TAG Business Launch Competition winner. Over $450,000 in services and one winner of $50,000 in cash. Greetings, everyone. It's Tuesday, May 7, 2013, only days away from the 8th Annual Business Launch Competition Finals, and this is Tech Talk with Technology Association of Georgia President Tino Mantella. I'm your guest host, Frank Baia. It all happens this coming Thursday evening at 7:30. The Final 4 face off in the ultimate competition, and only one will emerge as the 2013 winner and walk away with $50,000 in cash and a share of some $500,000 in services. This year, an even more enlightening experience, as for the first time, TAG is bringing back many of the former winners to discuss their success and how the business launch contributed to the momentum leading to the growth of their business since the event. Up to the Tech Talk, Candace Mitchell, CEO of Final 4 Business Launch Challenger, Techturized. Candace is the co-founder and CEO of Techturized, a hair technology startup based in Atlanta, creating a social network for hair and beauty recently branded as MadameU.com. She holds a degree in computer science from Georgia Tech with over 6 years of information technology experience with Fortune 500 companies. She was awarded the Woman of Distinction Award at the Georgia Tech Women's Leadership Conference and recently featured on an MSNBC's Melissa Harris Perry show for the company's innovative impact on the hair market. As the CEO of Techturized, she leads the business development and technology initiatives while inspiring others to discover their passion and turn it into a product. Be there to see them all go for the pride of being the one and sense the passion, the pressure, and the potential displayed as only can happen at TAG's annual Business Launch Competition Final. It's this Thursday at 7:30 as we get a Tech Talk glimpse into the excitement and speak with competition finalist CEO of Techturized, Candace Mitchell. This edition of Tech Talk is brought to you by GlobalSpeak.com, new media consultants, corporate video and audio communications, video and audio production and distribution, live and virtual event production. Tag TV and Tag Radio is a service of GlobalSpeak.com, creatively delivering powerful marketing, video, and audio solutions. Candace, welcome to Tech Talk.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Exciting time, business launch competition. You know, not many people probably realize this or even gave it any thought, but we were doing business launch competitions long before there was a Shark Tank. You know, well, let's start out by talking a little bit about, your team and how did you get started in this creating of Techturized?
Sure. Well, we have an amazing story as a founding team. We all met on the campus of Georgia Tech, where we studied computer science and chemical engineering. But along the passion of technology, we also had a passion for hair care because of our different experiences, either doing our hair or changing it up throughout college and things of that nature. So we all came together through that passion and connected with a former professor and mentor, Merrick First, who started the Flashpoint Startup Accelerator. So we entered that in June of last year, and since then, we've hit the ground running, doing a lot of customer discovery, partnering with hair care companies to really meet the need for consumers to have personalized recommendations for products and styles. So since then, we've had a tremendous amount of success and challenges and are really looking forward to the competition this week.
Well, I think if there's ever a perfect description, in terms of the way things should happen, when you can take, they used to say, follow your bliss. When you can take technology and you can marry it into something that you're passionate about, I would think that's not only potentially successful, and idealistically it sounds like it is, but also it's going to be a pure pleasure because you're going to be doing something that you really enjoy doing. Tell us a little bit about the concept, though. I mean, just for our listeners, what does Techturized do?
Right. Techturized, we are a hair technology startup, and we're creating innovative solutions to solve the hair needs of women. And so what we've done is created a social network where women can share their hair experiences and get recommendations for styles and products. So if you think about your traditional site where you're either purchasing products or sharing in a community, maybe even Amazon, they recommend certain products based on what you purchased in the past. And also if you think of other communities, they can suggest things that might fit your profile. So that's what we're doing for women. We have this issue of finding the right products when we're in stores or even the right information online. Everything is really just disintegrated across the web, and there's no one place to find that. So what we're doing is creating a go-to source for hair that serves millions of women in a market that generates billions of dollars for hair products. So we're looking to make some great strides there.
So you're with your team members, you're sitting and you're talking this out, brainstorming either at class or maybe down at the Starbucks after school's out, and you say, hey, we want to do this. Okay, now based on that moment of epiphany, let's say, now you're going out and what were the things that you ran into that you were unexpected, or that you ran into that you found unexpected and were more challenging than you thought? And then tell us a little bit about what were the greatest accomplishments so far.
Right. Well, the challenges are definitely when it comes to finite resources, and that is time and money. So we realized quickly that it takes an incredible amount of time to really talk to potential customers one-on-one, the amount of hard work and dedication that goes into it. So we struggled a lot with just really accomplishing everything because we had such a great market demand very early. And then alongside of that, having enough capital to, continue running the startup for as long as we have. We've spent a lot of time and a lot of hard work just really gathering those resources. So that was a bit challenging, but luckily we've had great mentors around us who have really helped guide and shape the way we should go about doing it. So, and then that leads to a lot of accomplishments in regards to having that persistence and that perseverance to get through the challenges. And a couple of accomplishments we've had thus far is really just gaining a lot of media attention for what we're doing in terms of being women in technology, but also pioneering a new way of thinking and way of doing in a whole new market. And we were named the Technology Startup of the Week by Black Enterprise after we won a pitch competition down at South by Southwest this year. And also we were invited to a show on MSNBC and were interviewed about this really innovative concept. So those are great accomplishments in terms of being an early stage startup and having something that women and really people in general are gravitating towards. So we're just hoping to leverage that into our next milestones for the company.
I was driving from one meeting to another this afternoon, and it was one of those church channel signs that often have some words of wisdom, and it said, the courage to keep on going. And I think that's about one of the keys to being a startup is just not letting go of that belief that you can make it happen, and obviously you're progressively becoming more and more the model of that particular particular thought. Let's talk a little bit about, obviously, I'm going to guess bloom where you're planted. You went to Georgia Tech, and some of the team members were involved at Tech. But also now you've gotten great exposure externally, and even as far as the Southwest is concerned, that's pretty exciting. Did you consciously select Atlanta, or was it just convenient to start the company here?
We strategically chose this as a starting place. Ironically, the four of us were actually in different cities by the time we actually seriously began to pursue it. But we knew that coming back to Atlanta and really starting our company here was very strategic. One, because our market is so rich here in the Atlanta area. We have 10% of our target market is right here in Metro Atlanta. So it really gave us good momentum to really dive in and ensure we're meeting the needs of our current target market. The other thing is just having Georgia Tech in our backyard is so convenient because we still leverage a lot of support from the College of Computing, the College of Engineering, and then, of course, Flashpoint is also based out of Georgia Tech. And then lastly, in terms of the tech ecosystem growing here in the Southeast, we figured that we could make a lot of contributions to a growing area instead of being forced to go out to San Francisco or go up north. We felt that we had enough connections, a great network, and the next wave into technology and wanted to be huge contributors of that. So we strategically decided to stay here, and it's been going very well thus far.
Well, many of our listeners, certainly our TAG members, have been around the Tech Business Launch Competition for many years and have watched many companies with, similar stories, same thing, but, obviously different, but coming from a situation where they had a vision and a dream, getting some exciting attention and a little bit of funding and a lot of mentorship. But I think they'd probably be interested from your perspective. Why would the TAG Business Launch Competition be important to Techturized?
Right. It would be extremely important. We're just at a critical turning point where this could really help launch the next phase of business for us. We just landed a couple of customers already and key partners in the hair care market, so we're in a great position to really make a big wave during our first year of development. We have connected with big companies on the scale of L'Oreal, and for us to move and execute as quickly to really maximize the best of that opportunity, this would be a huge milestone for us. Aside from the prizes, just having the opportunity to be a finalist is great. One, representing women in technology is huge. I know Atlanta was just named as one of the fastest growing cities for women-owned businesses, but also just having the chance to pitch in front of the judges and get valuable advice. We know that's going to be helpful for us as we move into this next phase of development as well. But it's just a great timing. If I could choose any best words for that, it's a great time, and we would be very honored to really win the competition.
Well, now I'm going to, unfortunately our time is running short, but I'm going to give you a moment to reach out to our listening audience. How can the technology community support you? What would you be looking for us to help you do?
Right. We definitely welcome feedback, advice. So if there's anything that you hear that the company is up to and you have some type of knowledge or background in that area or would like to make an introduction or connection, feel free to reach out to us, founders at Techturized.com. And then we also have a crowdfunding campaign that's live on Indiegogo right now. So if you go to Indiegogo.com/support You'll see the campaign live there and some great rewards that we're offering for your donations and support. So that would be very, very helpful for us, and we truly appreciate it. Okay,
so again, it's Techturized, and I want to make sure TECH, and it's Techturized.com. Yes. And Candace, thank you so much for taking time, and best of luck, and, well, super congratulations on all the great work you've already done so far. But let's keep our fingers crossed and believe that if you're really as good as it sounds like you are, our people will recognize it, and it's off to success. Congratulations and best of luck.
Right. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.